When we go through trauma, pieces of our soul remove themselves from the body because what we are experiencing is too traumatic and painful for these parts of our soul to experience. This is called soul loss. It's when a human being actually has pieces of their soul missing. When this happens, oftentimes these pieces of our soul remain outside of the body in a more permanent state. It is possible to find and retrieve these pieces of the soul, but it requires a lot of healing work. People who suffer from soul loss often feel empty and unfulfilled, like pieces of them are missing because they actually are. In some cases, people are born with soul loss, and that is because their parents were so deeply damaged that it passed down to them while they were growing in the womb. A lot of ancestral energy is being passed down for many generations, both good and bad, when a child is born. Traumatic energy is strong and travels until someone becomes conscious of their pain and they begin to heal it. Healing is very sacred work. Only the strong-willed and minded are able to truly endure what it requires of the self. Entheogens aid us in this process. I'm not going to go too much into the gory details of my life story because I don't feel like that is relevant. That is not the main focus of my videos and the content that I'm pushing out. But when I was very young, I went through something very traumatic and it screwed my life up. For a long time, what happened to me did not make any sense. I questioned for a long time, why would somebody do that to me? Why would somebody do that to anybody? But after doing a lot of intense work with entheogens, specifically psilocybin and DMT, I came to realize that what had happened to me had been passed down to a lot of people. It had been a whole line, generations of people who had probably gone through the same thing that I had been through. After doing all of this work with these medicines, I realized that this energy hit me and I was the cycle breaker, and I was the person who was going to put an end to that. Coming to this realization made me realize how much power I hold. Every single person who has something like that done to them is given this power, and you have two choices. You can either keep passing it on to people, which is generally the easier thing, and that's what a lot of people do. They become the person that hurt them. And the not so easy thing is to realize that what happened to you wasn't okay and that you need to be the person to stop that. For me, this was an innate reaction that I had to my experience. I did go through a period of time where I was purging a lot of toxic energy, and I did do some damage to some people that I cared about during that time. That experience of being unable to contain the amount of pain that I was feeling, and then doing the years of work that I've done with the entheogens, all of that helped me to realize where the cycle of abuse comes from and how we stop it. This is very sacred work, and it is very difficult work. And that is why most people just continue in those same cycles, because this type of work requires you to truly face yourself. And for most people, that is terrifying. People don't want to face themselves. But when you have enough courage to face yourself, on the other end of that, you are going to be a much more whole person, and your life is going to be a lot more fulfilling. Also, when you heal, you do not run the risk of passing it on to people, to your parents, to your children, to your friends, to your partners, all of the people around you. You heal them when you heal yourself. All right, that is all I have to say on that subject. Thank you so much for watching. Much love and many blessings.